Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be doing a soft glam look, but first things first, gotta take my bangs out of my face. Now the first product I'll be using is my e.l.f. 16 Hour Camo Concealer in the color light beige as my primer for my eyeshadows. The first color I'll be using is Spoiler. I'll be using that color as my transition / crease color, and it's actually from my BoxyCharm, which I got in March. Then I'll be using the shade Cup of Joe on my outer V and a little bit on my crease, but it'll mostly be on my outer V. Then I'll be using the color Sneak Peek with my middle finger. But because I thought the look looked a little bit too coppery, I decided to then use my Per Midnight Masquerade face palette. I decided to use the shade Twilight, which is also a highlight that I'll be using. Then I go to my Alamar Cosmetics palette, and I use the shade Cafecito. And with that shade, I decided to do a small, thin, light liner. Then I just blend all of that all together. Then I used my Burt's Bees facial cleansing wipes to take off any excess shadow that may have fallen. And I use my LA Girl Pro Prep High Definition Smoothing Primer all over my face, and the foundation that I use is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation in Bronze Beige. Let me tell you, this is the best foundation that I've ever used. Love how well it matches my skin color, and it was recommended by one of my favorite YouTubers who always recommends the best like drugstore and high-end makeup products. Her name is Juicy Jazz. Then I'll be going back with my concealer by e.l.f., using that color to really lighten up my under eyes, which I love because it makes me look more awake. Then I'll be setting my under eye concealer and my foundation with my Airspun loose face powder, and it's in translucent. I bake a little bit under my eyes while setting the rest of my face, and then I wipe the excess powder from under my eyes. Next, I'll be contouring / bronzing with my Hoola Benefit bronzer, the best bronzer ever. Love the color. It's very universal for all skin types. I'll also be contouring my nose a little bit. As you can see, I just go down my nose in a straight line and then a little bit under the tip of my nose. Then I'll be using my blush by Pixi, which is the Fresh Face Blush in Beach Rose. I've hit pan on it, as you can see, because it's my favorite. Then I'll be doing my brows. I'm using the e.l.f. Instant Lift Brow Pencil in the shade Deep Brown. Then I'll be using Anastasia Beverly Hills Duo Brow Powder, as you can see, just to shade in a little bit on the rest of my brows. Then I'm going back to my Per Midnight Masquerade face palette, like I said, to use the shade Twilight, which is a highlight, and I use that all on the top points of my cheeks and a little bit on the point of my nose and on the bridge of my nose. Next, I'll be using PNS matte lipstick crayon, which I got from this store called Primark. Then I'll be blending everything out on my face, my blush, my highlighter, and my bronzer. Then going back to my BoxyCharm palette, I put on spoiler first on the lower lash line, and then I also use a little bit of Cup of Joe on the lower outer part of my lash line. And I also go back to my Alamar palette to Cafecito just to kind of add a little bit more to the liner that I did on the look as well. I then set my entire face with my Wet n Wild Photo Focus Matte Finish Setting Spray. And next, as you see, I'm over here just curling my eyelashes, and I'll be using Maybelline Lash Sensational in Very Black. It's a waterproof mascara. Love the Maybelline waterproof mascara products. They are my favorite, and they hold my lashes really, really well. And that is it for the look. I hope you guys enjoyed this soft glam. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!